I still run away from my emotions because they hurt and they're not comfortable. And the last thing I want to do is to sit down and to feel these emotions, right? I would much rather do a million other things, as would you, I'm sure. Things such as eating more food or drinking alcohol, distracting myself with whatever.
I want to welcome you to Raw Honey. I want to ask you, is life working out for you the way that you want it to? Are you claiming your birthright by living a life that's fulfilling, happy, and peaceful? Because let me remind you, that is exactly what you deserve. You get to choose the perspectives that will work for you, that will help you into creating the life of your dreams. So thank you so much for allowing me to share my thoughts, to be real, raw, and vulnerable with you. I really cannot wait to dive into this week's topic. So what are you waiting for? Let's go.
Welcome to episode 21, y'all. Let's talk about what I think I do really well, which is to run away from my emotions. And we're not talking about positive emotions. We're not talking about like emotions that make us feel so good, right? Because those are the ones that anybody would want to keep around. And if anything, we would pay so much money to be able to maintain this level of happiness. And I really do believe that as a society, we do everything in our power to be able to cling on to these feelings of joy and happiness and peace, right? Everybody's got their own definition or their own way of thinking when it comes to what is it that's going to make me feel happy, whether that is buying more things or achieving more things or traveling, to all these different places to get recognition, to get validation, to look prettier, to be healthier, whatever it is. Everyone's got their own ways. Everyone is out there searching for happiness and to feel good and to feel joy. And that is completely understandable because it's a damn good feeling, right? It's a damn good feeling. But we must talk about how come we continuously spend so much money to achieve happiness when we always come back to feeling empty or sad or disappointed or shameful, guilty, anxious, jealous. What's up with all these feelings, right? These uncomfortable ones. Well, I believe that they are the reasons why we choose to spend so much time and energy chasing that which we think will bring us happiness. It's because we're constantly living with these feelings that are making us feel uncomfortable, right? So we very quickly, it's very easy to suppress these feelings, suppress these uncomfortable, unwanted emotions. And I'm here to say that is so dangerous. Okay, and I'm not just sitting here preaching to you as though I've got it all figured out, because trust me, I don't. And I still run away from my emotions because they hurt and they're not comfortable. And the last thing I want to do is to sit down and to feel these emotions, right? I would much rather do a million other things, as would you, I'm sure. Things such as eating more food or drinking alcohol, distracting myself with whatever, getting all the dopamine hits so that I can feel like I'm happy when really it's just temporary satisfaction, right? So I continuously suppress my emotions over and over again. And the thing is, I can be very functional when I do this. We are very functional. Most of us walk around here and most people would look at us and be like, there's nothing wrong with this person, until you really sit down and then you really like talk to a person, then you realize everyone's going through shit. Literally everyone is going through their own shit, okay? And the thing is, if it can make it any better, we can actually learn to have better relationships with our emotions, right? The reason why they bother us so much is because we believe that we are our emotions. We actually believe the message that is trying to tell us, i.e., for example, dude, like, you look so fat. This is me talking to me, right? In the mirror, like, bro, you look so fat. And I don't want to feel that way. So I'm going to change my clothes to where I don't appear as fat, or I'm going to put more makeup and contour so that I don't appear more fat, or I'm going to starve myself because I feel like I've been eating too much and I'm just so fat. See, like, this is us like believing that our worthiness, for example, for me, let me just like talk in I form. I believe that my worth is tied to how small or how big I am, right? And it directly affects my mood, and it directly affects like the choices that I make and everything, because I choose to believe that I'm not as worthy when I've packed on some pounds, right? And these are just old beliefs and everything, because the alternative to that belief is, okay, I can work on myself to become more healthy, but as I'm working on myself, I'm fucking amazing. All right? So, with that attitude and with that way of thinking, I'm less likely to make unhealthy choices, such as to starve myself, or not technically starve myself, but like to eat like, the bare minimum, eat like, like 800 calories as opposed to like 1500 calories. And honestly, right now I'm just rambling, because honestly, it's bothering me right now looking at the camera, thinking that I look super, super chubby. So let me take my own medicine here real quick and just remind myself, bro, this is how I choose to look at this, is to know that there's a younger version of me who has always cared about the way that she looks, and she's always put her worth, tied her worth to the way that she looks. So of course she's going to feel shitty right now. So of course she's not going to be happy right now. So of course she's going to feel like, you know what, cut the camera, let's do another angle. Okay, let's like make ourselves look better. But no, this is exactly the message that I am trying to get across to my listeners and to myself as this is happening. So this is going to get published because this is the point that I'm trying to drive. Okay, I am not my thought, I am not my emotions. Okay, so I just had some negative emotions come up, right? I identify it and I remind myself, it is just the younger version of me tripping out. But that does not have to be me anymore moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And that is the formula. It's sitting with the emotion, it's recognizing that it's coming from a place that is not present, right? It's coming from an old tape, an old mind pattern, and it's making me feel some type of way. And I get to feel it, I get to feel bad, but I don't get to sit in the shit. I get to move on and I get to tell myself I'm fucking amazing and fucking wonderful just the way that I am as I'm working on myself. Okay, so because at that point when I realized that I wasn't liking the way that I was looking right on camera, automatically I want to shut the whole thing off. Let's not record right now. Let's change into something different, right? Which all meant, it would have meant that I believe everything that the thoughts are telling me. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I'm not good enough if I look like this. Wrong. I am good enough, period. Okay? So, what an amazing, amazing thing that I just caught all of that on camera. You just watched me, heard me resolve my own issue, which is great because this is the message. So, I've always found that it's very beneficial when I give these uncomfortable thoughts and mind patterns, old beliefs, anything that makes me feel uncomfortable, I remind myself is not true. Anything, if these thoughts and emotions are not my number one fan, and it's not the utmost supportive thing, and it's not rooting for me, and it's not loving me unconditionally, it is not me. And please let me remind you, friend, that if your voice is not the most supportive voice, right? It doesn't have the most supportive and loving dialogue, and it's not your number one fan, it is not you. Okay? If this voice is telling you that you're not good enough, or you, whatever, right? That you'll always be this way, or like things are never gonna work out for you, these are all lies. These are all lies, and I know far too many of us have these thoughts. And the thing is, it's got us bamboozled because it's got us thinking that it's true when it's not. And like I said, I'm not sitting here telling you that I've got it all figured out, that I know which thoughts are me and then which thoughts are not me. It's so familiar that you think it's all you, when really, no. If it's not positive and uplifting you and telling you that you've got this and you can do whatever you want, fearlessly, it is not you. It's just old programming. And the only way to get past these old programmings is to go through it, man, is to feel these emotions. So sit with yourself. Sit with yourself. Allow yourself to feel. Put a face to these emotions and remind yourself that it's just the younger version of you. Crying out for love, crying out for attention. Like, I feel like shit right now. I feel guilty right now. I feel ashamed right now. Someone listen to me and love me through it all. And that's exactly how you heal that part of you, so that it no longer bothers you and triggers you in the future anymore. So sit with yourself and allow yourself to feel, and remind yourself that part deserves to exist. Whatever is so uncomfortable deserves to exist, just as the happy and more wanted and desired emotions deserve to exist as well. As much as your joy and happiness gets to be there and you get to feel it, you also get to feel those emotions that are uncomfortable just as much, because they are a part of you, and there really is no point in running away from them continuously. At some point, when you're sick and tired of the results that you have from suppressing your emotions, your uncomfortable emotions, life has its way to kind of humble you and make your ass sit down and feel them anyway. Or you can choose to suppress them your whole life. Okay, and that's dangerous, because you're actually holding on and you're storing these uncomfortable energies that have the power to make you sick. So we may not feel the consequences of suppressing and running away from our emotions right now, but one day it will catch up to us, and it will be evident, and it will speak louder than any words. So sit down, sit with yourself, allow yourself to feel. Okay, allow yourself to feel. Journal if you must, so that you can get all your feelings out and love yourself through it all. The reason why it's coming up is to give you an opportunity to feel it out, so that you can work through it, so that you can truly get past it and not just push it down temporarily, because that really doesn't serve us at all. Thank you guys for joining me for episode 21. See you guys for episode 22. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.